The indigenous air defense systems of Joshan and Khatam owned by the Army Air Defense Force have successfully shot down mock targets in the Joint Specialized Air Defense Exercise codenamed. Through the main phase of the exercise, the Joshan and Khatam air defense systems of the Army Air Defense Force destroyed hostile targets that intended to infiltrate the exercise area at low altitude. Brigadier General Qadir Rahimzadeh, commander of Iran's Joint Air Defense Base, explained on Wednesday. It was the first time that Khatam and Joshan systems were tested. The Joshan missile system is an upgraded version of the 15-core system that uses passive radar. Rahimzadeh said the Joshan missile system successfully destroyed the targets assigned by the Integrated Air Defense Network. He added Iran will not neglect strengthening defense capability as a strategy in the field of air defense. Accurate assessment of the perceived threats in the sky has led us to develop defense systems commensurate with threats, and today there is no threat that we have not thought of a way to deal with, he remarked. It should be noted that the indigenous long-range radar of the Quds Pulse Array of the Air Force of the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps was also involved in the joint specialized exercise. The radar is capable of tracking targets at a range of over 500 kilometers and an altitude of more than 90,000 feet. The IRGC chief said on Wednesday that Iran's armed forces have, thanks to completely indigenous efforts, equipped themselves with the world's top-of-the-range defensive technology. Major General Hossein Salami was speaking during the second day of major air power drills involving the IRGC's Aerospace Division, the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force, and the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Defense Force. The exercise kicked off in the country's sprawling central desert, with the goal of practicing defensive maneuvers in the service of the country's sensitive and vital spots and testing the operational maneuverability of the armed forces' new generation defensive equipment, among other things. Over just 2 days, the maneuvers saw the combined forces successfully lay into all the targets that had been designated for the purpose of the drills by the country's integrated air defense network. Using at least 6 state-of-the-art air defense systems, namely Mersat-16, Tabas, Core.3, Core.15, Majid, and Desfoul. What we perceived during this exercise was a modern and advanced display of every aspect of air defense in the face of unpredictable scenarios. The reason for this is that the IRGC's Aerospace Division and the Army's Air Defense Force have acquired cutting-edge technology, very modern and advanced systems. General Salami went on to specify the message that the drills have been assigned to convoy. According to the commander, the exercises are meant to send across the invariable message of unity between the IRGC and Army in their duty to serve in the country's defense. The unity, he said, was rooted in the dual forces' defensive cooperation during the Western-backed imposed war that former Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein waged on the Islamic Republic from 1980 until 1988. China to conduct South China Sea military exercises. A notice issued by the country's Maritime Safety Administration prohibited entry into a portion of waters in the Gulf of Tonkin to the west of the Liuzhou Peninsula in southwestern China from January 27 to January 30, but did not include details on when the drills would take place or on their scale, Al Jazeera reported. The USS Theodore Roosevelt led a group of ships into the South China Sea on Saturday to promote freedom of the seas, the U.S. military said, days after Joe Biden began his term as president. China claims sovereignty over the entire sea based on its historic nine-dash line and has been increasingly assertive in recent years, building military bases on rocky outcrops and deploying its Coast Guard and maritime militia. The waters are also claimed by the littoral states, Vietnam, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Brunei, as well as Taiwan, and have become another flashpoint in the testy bilateral relationship between Beijing and Washington as the U.S. military has stepped up activities in the sea. China on Monday complained that U.S. action to flex its muscles was not conducive to peace and stability in the region. Meanwhile, Chinese President Xi Jinping has warned global leaders against starting a new Cold War and urged unity in the face of the coronavirus pandemic. To build small cliques or start a new Cold War, to reject, threaten or intimidate others, will only push the world into division, said Xi at a virtual Davos forum on Monday. The words appear to be aimed at U.S. President Joe Biden's plans to revitalize global alliances to counter China's growing influence. Biden, busy handling several urgent domestic crises, did not participate at Davos and tasked U.S. climate envoy John Kerry with representing Washington. In a swipe at moves targeting China launched by the previous U.S. administration under Donald Trump, Xi said the confrontation will always end up harming every nation's interests and sacrificing people's welfare. Xi, making his first appearance at the forum since his vigorous defense of free trade and globalization in an address in Davos in 2017, advocated multilateralism as the way out of current challenges in a roughly 25-minute speech.